Here we are.
Why delay the end?
Okay. All right, fine. I'm at 8 seconds.
No. Now we're. Let's just start this. We both have Capture H Pro. We're starting from the beginning. Again.
We're pro casters, is what we are. Okay.
Start from the beginning. 0 seconds. Okay, you ready?
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
Now I don't know if it was confusing because I didn't do the and that time.
It's just like, why count down and then just do and?
I didn't. In the moment, I didn't realize how difficult that would make things. I apologize.
All right, we're synced up.
We're synced up.
We got Nicov playing against Lithuanians here, and Lithuanians a great 1v1 Nomad Civ, great team game Nomad Civ too. And Nicov, we'll get a TC down on the stone, and he's gonna have a dock over on the left side, and then we got Running playing as Portuguese, and I believe we saw the Portuguese with Hera against Miguel. Was it?
Yes, it was.
And Hera didn't even go for stone as Portuguese, which is kind of wild.
Yeah, that's true.
Didn't even take it at all. Just played into archers and knights and monks. Crazy.
Someone just said, and this might be one of the greatest call-outs from any chat ever in terms of what the map looks like. This map looks like a plasma rifle.
It's a sewing machine.
A plasma rifle from Halo. Sewing machine. Oh, the sewing machine is also really good, actually.
Bro, it's more of a sewing machine than it is. I know which one you're talking about, the little like handheld one, but it's a sewing machine.
I think you're right, actually. I think the detail on the left side makes it look more like a sewing machine.
Don't mess with me when we're talking about map shapes.
Seriously,
right? I'm the godfather of map shapes.
Yeah, that just you one up that. That went next level. All right, so let me just talk through a couple of the group standings things here. I think these are always really important. This is the final round for Running. I'd said that while it does depend on results, I think to be safe, to not be relegated, you might need 6 wins. Last season, we did have one player who got 6 wins get relegated off a tiebreak. But Running should be pretty safe there, potentially. So if Running can get 2 wins here, it's his final round, he's probably safe. For Nicov, obviously he comes in here as the favorite. There's so many great things we could say about Nicov, but he lost his first round to Valis. So he hasn't won a round yet, and he's going to be playing a lot of rounds this week. So that could snowball hard on Nicov.
Yep.
That's pretty much all I have to say, and I'm excited to see these two because Running has showed that players who get promoted from gold can do some crazy things against big names.
Yep, and already Running with better scouting. He's got 3 geese wandering around looking for docks. He's already eliminated all of the stuff to the north, and he's found that there's a big bay in the middle that you can't cross. So good information so far for him. He's now going to look at the shoreline to the right, and that'll basically tell him, well, it'll tell him where Nicov isn't, and that tells him where he is to a certain extent with the docks. So also with the TC, because he's exploring a lot of these areas of the map. So he should have a pretty good idea of where Nicov is, whereas Nicov still kind of struggling with his scouting. I don't know what he's been doing with that goose over at the bottom, but walking in circles maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he has confirmed that there's a landlock there, so that will tell Nicov that his fish is likely going to be safe, but he needs to scout the left side as well to see if there's going to be a dock near him. But there is normally some type of a landlock, and the conversation with castle dropping civilizations is will they lose their fish? So I think if Nicov can't locate where Running isn't, or can't design some type of build order to hit the fish, it could be pretty good for Running, who's got a gold and a stone to the north of his TC right now.
Nicov will have the better start, though. Being Lithuanians, you can see he's already got 3 fishing ships out. Running's only got 2.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have one in the queue right now. So Nikov's start is better, and Nicov still has 2 boars to take really near his TC that he sees. So really, really strong. There's also another boar near the dock that maybe he's thinking about.
Yeah, this is
There's
awesome.
There's a deep fish in that pond at the back.
Just one deep fish.
If you were Malay, maybe. I don't know why you would pick Malay on Nomad, but
there was it's been a while ago now. It was the first week ACCM Doubt on Nomad, and Doubt docked something that size.
Yeah.
And I think there was 3 deep fish. But I was thinking, okay, Doubt's just gonna fish trap there. ACCM will never find it. ACCM found that, and in Castle Age killed the fish with fires. It was insane.
Oh my god!
Like a tiny little thing. It's just insane.
ACCM's playing on another level in Titans League. He's insane. Every set I've watched with him has been crazy.
I know, man. He's favored to win his group. And I think, I mean, it depends who he's up against the quarterfinal, but if he gets a bye into the quarterfinal, he's probably not going to be up against Hera or Viper. And I think I'd put ACCM as a favorite against anyone but Hera or Viper right now. That might be bold.
At the moment, yeah. From
yeah.
what I've seen, yes. He's been insane. Like, and this, I came into this competition thinking that Group A might be overall the strongest group.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be really, really competitive with the points because people would be like max winning 2-1. They wouldn't be sweeping, right?
Yeah, I agree.
But like ACCM sweeping Winchester, and then he swept Vallis as well. That gets him 6 points immediately. And now he's what, 10-2? I think because he lost one against Running and one against someone else, Stout.
He actually has 2 rounds yet, so he's 8-1. But he's got I think he's got Running remaining and then Nicov. So actually these two players is who ACCM will play, which is fascinating. So Running, he's gone above 5 fishing ships, Dave, as has Nicov. Nikov's on 8. And so this is pretty clear for experienced Nomad guys. Like, this has got to be fast castle from both.
FC.
Yeah.
Yep. Running will be clicking up shortly. We'll see if he goes to the stone. He's actually going, he's making a mill now, and he's going to the berries, which is going to be nice for Portuguese, but you don't want to toss too many villagers over on that, even if you're getting the wood at the same time, because you have the fish, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's going to be rather awkward, kind of for both players, but more so for Running with his fishing efficiency, because his fishing ships are traveling a long way. And actually, never mind. He's doing what Nicov had done, and he's just going to make a second dock. This is a great idea, and it's actually much further away than what Nicov did, so that should serve him pretty well.
Very, very passive here.
Yeah, I guess they both realized their fish would be safe, and that trying to be aggressive on water would be too complicated. So fast castling kind of makes sense. I think then it's like, what did the Lithuanians do against organ guns? If we even see organ guns. I don't see any stone mining right now by Running.
Latest. What do the Lithuanians do against anything?
Latest, monks, skirmishers. That's why you pick Lithuanians. He might not have known 100% that he'd be up against Portuguese, but Civ
I mean, you pick them for the start
anything.
And the fact that they have a very, very wide tech tree.
Yeah, that's true.
Options.
That's a good point.
And a lot of bonuses along the way that'll help them out. I think the monastery opening is definitely ideal because you want to get those relics in as quickly as possible. Try and get the extra attack if you're going for latest or if you're going for knights or something like that. Market Blacksmith for Nicov. And Running will go Market Blacksmith himself. And no surprises here. We have Battle of the FCs. However, Nicov looks to be in a better position.
Yeah, Nicov with 10 fish. He's not adding anything on water right now. But Running hasn't even located the fish for Nicov. And it would just take so long for him.
Nikov's going forward dock, I think.
Ooh.
Saw the dock from Running. I don't know why these villagers would be out here for anything else.
No, I think you're right. Yeah, and that's just a difference in approach, right? Running is going to make the Navy now out of all the docks he has, but he's going to loop them.
He did see the villager because he had a goose down there, so it did get taken over. If he was paying attention.
I think that's the play here. It's a smart move. What I'm interested in, though, is what on earth is Running going to do? Because, you know, it's a player who plays a lot of arena, right? He's not going for organ guns. So I'm thinking, like, is it going to be triple monastery monks or something in Castle? Or is he just going to have the confidence and the skill to just boom and take it to water? I don't know.
Portuguese monks, what, 80 gold? They're like
super cheap.
Pretty good, man. Yeah.
Yeah, their ships also have more HP, which is a bonus a lot of people forget about here. But the fishing ships, man, are in harm's way.
So
here.
Running clearly didn't notice those villagers. Like, he lost the goose down there, but he didn't put 2 and 2 together that it might be forward docks.
Yeah.
He sent the first fires up north towards the fish from Nicov. And Nicov is going to be in a position where he can get War Galley from one of his docks on the other side and then just immediately wipe all of these fish from Running.
The thing that's interesting, though, is that Running could also wipe his fish because Nicov, his dock has been located. Running lost a goat or a sheep or whatever. And so we could actually see both players losing their fishing ships, which is kind of funny.
Maybe.
But obviously a lot of this depends. And then you have to have a backup plan with your economy, right? Like, you can't just rely fully on fishing ships if you're both players. But we do have stone mining.
Ships right there.
Yeah.
Stone mining from Running?
Yeah. So we did switch into that. So that's something that's important to point out here. And then running losing that one fishing ship isn't the worst because now he knows and can flee with the rest of his.
Just getting more galley right now. He's going to have to run a long way with his fishing ships. And Nicov does not have any... Oh, this is kind of sloppy from Nicov, not having any defensive forces at your docks back home. That means that when this war galley research comes in, he is going to lose all of these fish.
Yeah, and even...
He's got to be very careful.
He's investing into gill nets, right? So that's a pretty big investment. And to lose all your fishing ships after that is awful. Yeah, cancel
that,
it.
Bro.
It's like
Cancel
400
it.
Resources.
Get it out.
Running...
No! It goes through, Tristan. Oh, God.
Oh, hopefully he can recover. Look at running. He's got an interesting choke point. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a demo on the way. But Nikov's fires aren't actually all hitting because the dock's in the way.
They can go around the other way, though. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
They go around the other way from the dock, and now those fires are going to die, and running is going to have to start running with his fishing ships.
Nicov lost 7 fishing ships, and he researched gill nets, and he's adding more fishing ships, but I guess he's adding more fish on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He should, if he has gill nets, he should just dock the pond in his base.
Ooh, important moment in the north. This is all before we see a castle drop, by the way. Will Nicov find those fish? He's looking for them. Oh, no way. That's so important, man. Running just hiding in the north, hiding in the darkness, and Nikov's still searching for them. Interesting game so far, Dave. Here come the villagers from running to drop a castle. So far, it feels like it's very even game, but it just all comes down to where's this castle go? What's the transition on the land?
And the monastery just now coming up from Nicov. It's a little bit late, and there's 4 relics over on running side of the map.
Oh, true.
There's only 1 relic on the other side.
Yeah, that's
Nicov, so
huge.
that's really bad for him. Really, really bad.
Look at Nicov searching for fish right now. He's searching so heavily with all these fires in the middle bay area. Still hasn't been able to find them, and Running's just fishing freely in the north now and protecting them.
And, well, Nicov added a few more fish on the right side, but he still doesn't have that many near his initial dock, so he's not really benefiting from gill nets all that much. He does see the castle from Running, and he's going to go for another TC and start stonewalling up behind this, but so far Running is a much better position than Nicov, and he still has those fish. Like you said, Nicov just couldn't find them.
Yeah, and it's close game with the stats, but how many times have we seen organ guns just dominate games when it's not close? When you, at least economically, right? The organ gun player can be 20, 30 villagers behind and still destroy you. So for Nicov, you've got to maybe consider going on to stone for guard tower defense or a castle at some point, and a lot of players go for redemption, yeah.
Doesn't feel great, though, because there's a castle behind, right?
True.
And you have to realize that there's going to be further castles. So even if you do get redemption, your monks can only extend so far.
Man, it's
I
a
don't
really...
know what you do here if you're Nicov. Like, it feels like stone is the only option.
Yeah, I would say like 3 to stone, and then eventually plan towards towers. And then you just expand to the left. And the good news is there's not actually a crossing from the 2 bodies of land. So you can't like have any army come over from running that way. So you do have a lot of space to expand. But
I might find the fish now, but there's a navy there. There's demos. Oh,
Yeah.
he pulls the demos away, bro. Right as Nikov's fire ships come into the fish.
Oh, he knew the ones would come from the right. Also, great job from Nicov to separate his fires, and that one demo just passed by there. So this is good from Nicov. He'd probably kill the fish, you'd think. Yeah, he should kill the fish. He might lose his navy, but he'll kill the fish, and that's good for him.
And he's added more fish behind. Like, a minute ago, he was at 6 fishing ships. Now he's at 14.
True.
So he's really taking advantage of the gill nets thing, and the food eco is starting to shift a lot here. However, Running, he does have a lot of food. He does have a lot of gold in the bank.
Yeah, I know. It's like maybe that food eco for running is just good enough to maybe click up the imp.
If he wants to go up to imp, though, he's going to bankrupt himself. I would say if I'm Running, like, send a few villagers out to the Ibex. Okay, he's doing it on the left side.
Honestly, even like berries are your best friend right now. Like the berries to the right of your TC, get some food, but also some additional wood income, which can be helpful.
Bro, look at Nikov's eco.
Nikov's going to try and go imp into a defensive castle here, Dave. What a great job from Nicov.
He's done a really, really great job recovering from that. He lost all of his fish as he was getting gill nets, but replacing the fish as quickly as he did is coming in clutch for him. Unfortunately, he does sell stone to get up to imp, which means that He's not going to have that castle in time, maybe, unless he buys it.
Yeah, he's just going to have to keep the organ guns out for now. Running's one monk might stop any walls between the lumber camp and the berries of the lumber camp and the wood line. You should absolutely convert that, Bill. Yeah. But then again, do you really want to run into TC fire with organ guns? I mean, I know they can, but it's still probably enough of a position for Nicov where he can drop a castle, and he's just going to want to drop it to the left of his monastery, most likely. Atonement now. So Nicov hasn't really been committing to monks to defend from the organs. He might be thinking about it. Running is expecting that. So he wants his own monks so he can just convert those things. And, oh, again, same problem for Nicov as before, Dave. He's not going to protect himself on the left, at least just yet. This would be huge for running. There's 15 fishing ships over here.
He's got a demo coming out, and he's got 2 fires.
Oh, yeah, he should be okay then.
He should be okay. Yeah, if that demo comes out in the right place and running, running's not messing around. He goes for another castle here. That's going to make it incredibly hard for those monks to engage, but Nikov's still with no redemption, so he doesn't care at the moment.
Nice defense from Nicov on the fish. Very nice defense.
Yep, manages to take all of that out. Great job.
Okay, so
Castle.
If running can afford 2 trebs right away, Nicov could still have some problems here, right? But running's eco's at the limit. Like you said, he's not bankrupted, but he's asking for a loan right now.
He doesn't have 16 fishing ships behind him. Let's just put it that way. I mean, he's got 3 on food right now. 469 food is not that bad, but wood is an issue, and you can see that as he doesn't have enough wood for a second trab. Nicov will get up to Imperial Age. The problem for Nicov is that stone is kind of in range of the castle.
Yeah.
And where is his other stone? It's way up north.
And my concern is, I understand like the fish boom and the faster imp. That's very much on his mind. But everything's right next to the fights here. Like, you don't have anything safe or secure anywhere else on the map, really. And
I honestly think
this could be rough.
I think a good play for Nicov would be make 1 transport ship and send like 3 latest across.
Yeah.
Into running space.
Dude, even
your latest
just 1.
Yeah, anything. Or you have the 2 villagers in the right corner. Make a stable or something.
Make a stable. Yeah, do something to distract. That's what's tricky, right? Is like right now he feels like he can't do that, but there are ways he could maybe make it happen.
And he has to reach out all the way to the north for that stone.
I know Nikov's economy has been better, but I'm just thinking realistically, what can Nicov make for army? And he's kind of at the limit here. And he will lose that castle. And his TCs are beneath this. There's organ guns and there's monks. Still no army of value from Nicov beyond the 6 monks that he has.
And that castle's down, and now he's housed. Uh-oh. He's going to get housed even more when this TC goes down.
Man, just crazy what running's able to do with this type of position, right? And the thing that's beautiful about it is Nicov drops a tower. It wasn't just YOLO castle drop. He actually played standard into some eco to get here. Oh, man, running's got 4 trebs. He sees the tower. He will need to be careful.
Nicov is forced into atonement himself. That is not what you wanted here. That's not what you wanted at all. He's repairing this treb. Organs are trying to take it down, and the last treb shot does. Running's got to be careful, though. He's losing the castle, and now he's buying stone. He's panicked buying stone to repair that.
Yeah, if he loses this castle, he can't move forward as freely. But a lot of this is still going to come down to the monk micro, because both players will have atonement. And both players pretty much only are going to have monks. This is also not what you want if you're Nicov. If you think of Nicov, you think archers and micro and expanding around the map. Not this type of game.
Gotta save that treb. Gotta keep that treb alive.
Also,
he's getting hit, though. He's getting hit by treb shots.
Bombard cannon is huge. Redemption isn't in yet for running. If Nicov could kill these trebs and then back away, what a difference maker.
Yep. He's going to kill 1, I think. Maybe.
Yes.
He does. He doesn't lose his own treb. He's still repairing. Attacking another one. Redemption's in, but the pathing is weird for running.
Yeah, the
pathing
houses
is awkward for running. And the tower is still there from Nicov. It doesn't have fletching. It doesn't even have fletching.
And running could lose his monks, so running needs to fall back. And the treb goes for the bombard cannon and doesn't get it.
Down. Nicov is surviving, and Nicov is now converting monks.
Wow.
Running has to run away.
What a hold.
Bomber, delete that bomber cannon. Delete it. Just delete it. Just delete it. Just delete it. Oh, wow. He got away.
This is insane, man. This is insane. I mean, when it comes to monks and siege like this, we've seen it before. The fights can just change in an instant. And here we go. Conversions. Is it going to go both ways? It seems pretty close.
Oh my God, the bomber cannon! What a hero, dude! That Treb is living longer than Betty White. That Treb is alive forever.
Bombard cannon has been converted, and
no solution.
The castle's still up for running, and Nicov could lose his Treb.
Repair it. The Treb must survive. It survived for so long already. It's still alive.
I think Nicov didn't. He never got illumination, so his monks aren't all. They're not rotating the what? How's it described? Anyways, they don't have faith right now. They can't convert. They don't have monk juice.
You got there. You did
it
get
was
there
rough.
Eventually. There was another bomber cannon converted, and Nicov is now, well, one player's name is running, and the other player is simply just running.
Just running, yeah. And he's running fast.
As he leaves his base.
But
he does have wheelbarrow.
The 11 army of Nicov, 10 of that is Navy. The rest of it for running is on land, and Nicov is fleeing with everything he's got on land.
Mm-hmm.
And he's on gold, and he's going to try and go monks, but his opponent has 12 monks, and he has 0.
Do we think that... Oh my God, demos against the monks. Bring the demos right now. The monks are going to go on the right side of that siege workshop. Please, please, please. Bring the demos, Nicov. You have demos up there.
He desperately needs it, right? He needs something to kill these monks. Dave, how much? Let's say Nicov. Well, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyways, yeah, demos would be huge there on the monks. Running's probably like, wait a second, am I doing this? Is this actually working? I've got 70% of the map, 3 relics.
I've got not a single eco upgrade.
Classic. And yeah, just monks and organs and the bombard cannon. You don't even need to make your own bombard cannons because Nicov could donate them.
Yep. Honestly, fletching is in. That's huge. Massive. Tower has one more range. You can actually kill the monks now. Fantastic. Wonderful. You can't let him convert these bomber cannons, though. He's going to get one. He gets one. And, 3 villagers down immediately.
I knew I should have stayed on gold. Oh, God, dude. Nikov's just melting. The situation isn't changing. Anything he makes can be converted. He's just got villagers and random monks and bombard cannons, but it's all being pressured.
He does have 4 monasteries now, to be fair, and he does have atonement.
That's true.
The only thing he's missing is redemption, which could actually help.
He can produce faster because he's Lithuanian.
Shoot and then delete this bomber cannon, please. Just delete it, Nicov. Just delete it. Oh, he's trying to convert before. He saves it.
Ooh, that was nice. And then garrison the tower. And he saves it.
Oh my God. Dude, can Nicov do this?
Bodkin arrows come in clutch here. These towers have been really helpful. They've been important kills. Nicov, he's up to 5 monks now. And we have heresy from running.
You honestly think that 1,000 gold could be put into something a little bit better than a heresy, right? Because Nicov is deleting most of the monks he's converting anyway.
It's an interesting move in a monk war, and it's something that only certain players will do. But a bomber cannon's been converted. More monks are getting converted. Nicov probably wishes he could afford heresy right now.
I mean, sanctity would be even big for him.
This is just so
He goes for another tower, though, and that tower, if there's one thing we know, it's that the towers are the best part of this defense.
Yeah, it's true. There's just one Treb just slowly hitting the towers. The crazy thing to me is that running... He's won the game. Yeah. He has won the game. Man, this is the question I was going to ask you. I would be tilted out of my mind if I lost that in the first game of the series. How do you think that's going to affect Nicov moving on to the rest of these games?
I don't think you get tilted on that one. I think you had opportunities and you let them go, you know?
Wow. Well,
it was go. It's an annoying place to defend.
Yeah.
There, because running had the choke point. You couldn't wrap around. I think what Nicov needed to do was get some units into raid running's economy. I think that goes completely different. Just one night, no upgrades. One night, no upgrades. It's a disaster. And then suddenly running is distracted. You can defend. Maybe send another few in there. Maybe get some latest in the transport, like I mentioned before. But Running could fully focus on this area. No eco upgrades, nothing. Just monks and trebs, and once you're monks and trebs against an arena clown, you might want to hit the Alt F4 because it's not going to go well for you.
Yeah, and I think he had the right idea near the end there to keep himself in it with monasteries, but for the longest time, he was only on one. So there used to be a time where people would say, okay, in order to beat the clown, we have to counter the clown. But there are sometimes situations where you have to become the clown. You have to make monks as well in defense in those scenarios, especially with faster working monasteries. I think that was a possibility for Nicov. But yeah, I think a combination of that, right? Like the couple counter raids here or there, you had water control, so you could have easily transported something. And then a few more monks, and maybe he can do it. But Running needed that win. He now has 5 wins. This is Running's final round. So he's going to hope for more. And then luckily for Nicov, this isn't Wandering Warriors Cup. There's not going to be more Nomad. So he'll take it on here to his home map. And he should do just fine. But yeah, Nicov collected 7,000 more resources that game. Just crazy.
Yep. Well, that's what happens when you have no upgrades and no vills, no fishing ships.
And here we are, game number 2. Currently, Nicov has played 4 total games in Titans League. He's going to play the rest of his games this week. Nicov has lost 3 out of the 4, and he has yet to play any of the really big names in his group. So he needs to turn it around. Running, he's playing as the Khmer, Dave, and you mentioned he had Aztecs on his draft, so he's picked Khmer instead. Will we see something funky, like a fast castle or something? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm looking at the maps right now. Running actually has pretty good map. He's got the backwood. He's got backstones. He's got the gold that he could wall in front of theoretically. If he wants to turn this into arena, I mean, it's the type of map to do so.
Yeah.
To be fair. And then Nicov also with a decent map, even though he's kind of in a crater. All of his resources are fairly safe. He's got wood lines of his own. With Chinese, I think he's going to be able to wall up, and if he does, I don't know if even the fast castle quirky strats that you were talking about can find success against Chinese. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, full perspective here from Running. He has played Arabia in almost every other series, I think. I don't recall him winning an Arabia game. He lost Arabia with Franks against Chinese against Valis. He lost Arabia with Franks against Aztecs against Doubt. It just... He's a good Arabia player. He's not a bad Arabia player, but all the other guys at the top are just better. So I kind of like the Khmer pick for that reason, because he just might not have a lot of confidence in going Aztecs. Nikov's faced that matchup a million times before, and Nikov's the preferred Arabia player. So win or lose here, if you do something different and do something out of the box, that might actually be your best chance on Arabia. So with that in mind, I say... It's either really fast scout rush, or there's another thing you can do with Khmer, which is some crazy, weird double archer range forward. And then the other thing that comes to mind is fast castle, honestly. But all of it does seem tough against the Chinese.
Yeah, especially with, like, not very open map from Nicov.
Yeah.
Might be an issue, right? Nicov pushing in the deer. Running is going to scout back there, and he's going to see the back wood line, back gold. Not going to be too happy about this one.
Yeah, it seems like there's an extra wood line or two at each player's base compared to some of the other gens we've seen on this Arabia. But you do still have to work to get the walls down, and there's this hill in the middle. It kind of extends to where Running's wood line is, so that's worse for him, but there's lots of golds from either player around that hill, so I think middle control will be paramount here.
I mean, to be fair, Running could have gone to any of those wood lines.
Yeah, that's true.
It probably would have been better, right? They would have been better than the forward one, but at least he'll have villagers up there, and he's starting to get the houses down. He's going to wall to the berries already. There we go. And I guess the question mark is on him. Actually, what does Nicov open with? Does Nicov just open scout, get his eco upgrades?
Yeah, I think...
And, like, try and hold Running in?
I think if Khmer open archers, you're completely fine with that, because... What makes an archer opening strong is having the barracks and going spearmen and the archers against scouts. So you're not worried about Khmer opening archers. You're thinking Khmer is going to open scouts. So yeah, I think you just open scouts, expect to wall up a little bit, and then play into spearmen. And basically you just make sure you keep that Vil difference alive. And that's why Chinese have the best win rate in the second season. It's just like players are so good at being able to do that. And then so much food on the farms, all the cheaper techs and the great tech trees, just very strong for them.
It's interesting how like Chinese have such a good win rate on Arabia, but they don't feel as overpowered even with that win rate. So players still ban around maps like Arena.
Yeah, I know, right?
Or Four Lakes. You know, that no one's banning around Arabia.
Yeah.
Feels like.
Yeah, I was also saying that I think Italians on shoals just feel so strong right now.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you're not going to see anyone ban that. So I think that might change a little bit. Or at least the selection as Nikov's going Drush with Chinese. What? Wait, Man-at-Arms, no mill with...
Oh my god.
Interesting.
Okay.
By the way, I'm not going to complete my thought because running's actually going fast castle here, dude. He's actually trying it. Let's go. Let's go.
So Nicov is doing Men-at-Arms push. Maybe he thought running was going to go for the FC, and that's a good way to punish the FC. That's for sure.
It is, yeah.
If you can get value.
Yeah, like Man-at-Arm Tower would actually be devastating to running here. Because you want to get away with a lot just because of walls. And if you lose out on your gold, you're just not going to be able to go up.
Yep.
But, I mean, such a risk to take here. Against Nicov, of all people.
Yeah. And he's going to be in Dark Age for another 2 minutes, which means -2 armor on the houses.
Yep.
Which means once Feudal Age comes in with this Men-at-Arms upgrade, oh boy.
Yeah, I think... Even 2 villagers repairing that against Man-at-Arms and a scout,
and
I think
down.
That, I think that house still goes down. And I appreciate the fact he's trying something different, like we've said before.
Come on,
running...
push the deer in, running. You really need it. Come on, man. Get it in. Come on, running.
Oh, my God. He's going to have the food. He's just not going to have the gold. That's the big mistake for him here.
Dude, this house is starting to melt.
Wow, Nikov's build is interesting. It's no eco upgrades, but the timing on this is just insane. Chinese, the one thing they normally can't do very well is this build order. Man-at-Arms into archers. Normally, it's just opening with stable or an archer range.
Nicov, no eco upgrades. We're calling that a build now.
Yeah, right.
It's very special.
The house is going to go down. The house is going to go down.
God. Oh,
we were
God.
right.
Oh, God.
No.
Run.
This is going to be a quick game, I think. This is really bad. 1 villager's down. There's an archer here, too. Here. He has the hill.
He's fighting uphill.
Oh, God.
Oh, he does kill the scout. Okay, manages to lose another villager. And he's going to lose another villager.
And he's going to lose another.
He's going to lose another villager. Okay.
All right, and he's gonna lose
yet another villager here.
Yep.
Hop in the house.
This is bad. This is really, really bad.
But look at the resources, Tristan. He's got enough to hit that resign button, and it is now 1 to 1 on this series.
I mean, hey, Fast Castle attempt into GG. There's a lot of people out there who can probably relate to what just happened here. I admire the attempt from running. Is a low confidence attempt, I think, for Arabia. It looks a little bad when you have Aztecs on your draft, but he tried something different, and Nicov just punished him as you would have expected here. It was actually really crazy timing, and maybe running thought Chinese will just open archers, which I can defend from, or they're going to go scouts, which I can defend from, and he just Man-at-Arms he didn't account for.
Crazy build. Only 15 seconds of idle TC time is Chinese, too.
Yeah, seriously.
That's disgusting. That's actually disgusting.
Okay, well, that was a fast response from Nicov.
That was something.
Gets a win on the board, yeah.
Yep.
And
now we go to
Arena, and here we are. So, if you were to rewind like 2 years, Malay were picked all the time, and people had these really cool build orders with Malay on Arena. Since then, civs like Bengalis, Burgundians, Poles have been introduced and also figured out, right?
Yeah.
And so you don't see Malay as much, but Nicov still picking a good arena civilization. We can talk more about their strengths. But dude, the Bengalis. I mean, getting 2 extra villagers when you arrive to the next stage. Having all that monk armor right now, it just feels like such a sweet spot for someone like running.
Yeah, Bengalis are super sick. I'm actually surprised that they're not picked more often. Like, people pick them in their draft, and then they don't use them for Arena, which is just wild to me, because it feels like you always win the Relic War. you always win it.
Yeah.
With those monks, it's crazy, right? Like, as soon as you get a group of 3 monks together, it's going to take a whole lot of scouts to come in there and kill those.
Yeah,
Or they're going to have to upgrade to light cav, keep producing, at which point you probably have spears to defend your monks as well, which is very, very difficult.
Yeah, and it is awkward at times with the Bengalis later on in terms of what units to go for, but if you're up against the Malay, which, yes, they have infantry, but their infantry's still pretty weak, usually you could just open skirms, right? Like, I think...
Yeah, just open skirm.
Bengalis against the Malay, and the more common one these days is Bohemians. Opening skirms and monks is almost a no-brainer. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So I would say, I'm a little worried about Nikov's long-term with that, but he's got 2 options, Nicov. He can go for the fast feudal build into eco upgrades, a bunch of farms, and then still zoom up to Castle Age, or he could choose to go for like 27, 28 villagers in Dark Age, and then zoom his way through the ages to get to Castle. So we'll see.
I think with Bengalis, you can basically counter like any civ, just monk skirm or monk halb combo.
Yeah.
Opening. I think the trap with Bengalis is trying to go into Ratha. It's just a disaster.
That and anything else really as an opening. I think opening with skirm and monk and waiting till you bank up more resources to go elephant archer or battle elephants is actually really strong. Dark actually beat Draken in a crazy arena game 2 weeks ago with elite battle elephants. Running beat Valis with elite elephant archer. So those are options, but I think it's just too expensive to go for those things at the start. That's the main thing.
The running Valis one, I didn't think he was gonna have time to go elephant archer. I thought he was against poles.
Yeah, right. It was under a lot of pressure.
I didn't think he was gonna have enough time, but he did hide it really well.
Yeah, like built up in the back of his base, which he could do here. He's got a decent amount of space. Both players do, to be fair. But yeah, one of my favorite build orders that players have ever figured out with this game is what Nikov's going for here. If I'm correct, I think he's going to go 20 pop and then go for eco upgrades. But then again, he's making more houses. So him making more houses tells me that maybe he won't do that. Oh yeah, Dark Age farms. Never mind. Not going to try it.
I think that Malaya is like the only civ where that makes sense anymore.
Yeah.
It's a little bit worse with all of their civs than just going up to Castle Age and booming up. Unless you think you're going to get Tower Rush, which you're simply not on this version because there's 1800 HP on the stone walls.
No, I agree with you there. I remember we used to see it from slabs in the past. Maybe if they buff the slab farms again.
Dude, we saw it from everyone.
Yeah.
I remember people picking Persians, like when Persians still had the extra production on the TC. Picking Persians going like fast feudal and eco upgrades, but we figured out it wasn't that good.
Well, remember, like back then, and this wasn't even that long ago, but there's just been a lot of civs introduced that have more immediate bonuses now, right? Like researching eco upgrades in the Dark Age and having it be cheaper for Burgundians. Poles getting the golden come from stone, which you can do in Dark Age. There's just so many bonuses you can take advantage of early, so makes sense. Back then, you didn't have that, so you kind of rush to feudal to get upgrades.
It's kind of funny, like Malay and Bengalis kind of have a similar bonus. Bengalis get the 2 vills free. Malay kind of get time for 2 extra villagers.
Yeah,
the way up to the next stage, right? So
yeah, it should. I've never seen this matchup yet, so I'd be interested to see the vill difference. I guess Nicov should, in theory, have a 2 villager lead when they're both in Castle Age.
But he has to pay for those villagers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, now, I kind of, I'm thinking about Nikov's opening. Now, I think both players should compete for the relics. But if you have a crazy boom and you're really worried about monks and skirms, can you go, again, this sounds bad, but I'm going to say it anyways. Light cav and then full freaking battle elephants with Malay because it's so cheap. Heresy? I don't know.
They made them even cheaper now. They're cheaper than Knights in Imperial Age, so
yeah.
It's kind of wild. Actually,
does it make sense to get Heresy for a cheap Malay elephant? I guess it probably does. I don't even know if Malay get it.
I think that Malay do get Heresy. They're the only elephant civ that gets Heresy. But I think it's worth it because the elephants that get converted will slow you down.
Okay, yeah.
It's not so
Yeah.
much that you want to deny that unit from coming back and pushing you, but every elephant that gets converted, then your elephants have to deal with that. I think if you're in a position like that, it's worth it.
I would say, though, Nikov's probably the last player who would ever go Elite Battle Elephants on Arena. I feel like he's just going to be Bombard Cannon, Skirm, Arbalest. Though I'd love to be proven wrong. There's the barracks for running. Nicov, no barracks, actually. And he's going to go for the market and the blacksmith. So this is just, at least at the start, just going to be for a boom build.
Mm-hmm. And he's judged it correctly. A lot of times when I'm playing with Malay, I'll be like, should I add a couple more vills? Maybe. I don't know. It's Dark Age. Whatever. I have the res. I'll click up. And then you get up to Feudal Age, and you only have like 450 food.
I know.
And you're just like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that's the worst thing. It's one thing if you go up really fast, because then you can get eco upgrades. But if you're in the middle, where you have 400 food, that's the worst feeling.
Talk about the relics a little bit. They're kind of favored towards Nicov. I mean, he's got 2 of them really close by.
Yeah,
and then there's kind of 1 near to running, but shifted over towards Nikov's side in general. And that's going to help. And he's going for the barracks right now. I'm interested whether he adds a stable. I don't think he's going to have enough time. He's only 50 seconds left until Castle Age, so probably just barracks and the monastery.
Yeah, and look at his resources now, though, right? Like, this is kind of what we talked about. Like, he's not going to be able to afford anything. He's going to be in Castle Age so
quick.
fast. Yeah.
He's too fast, dude. He's too fast. He can't even, like, queue up another vill.
Now,
he can't even afford a villager.
If you're at 1200 elo and you do this, it's going to intimidate the crap out of your opponent, right? So, like, they're going to be scared, but Running's going to know, he probably can't produce too much. I shouldn't be too scared. And Running can produce things, so he's going to have a second scout coming out now.
Nicov unqueued the spearman so he can make a vill. that is just a whole new level of rough.
Oh, right yikes.
There. But I mean, he's kept his TC running for the time being, right? And he's got a spearman coming out now, and the monastery is on the way, and Running is still 1 minute and 30 seconds away from Castle Age. So Nicov should have 2 monks by the time Running gets there.
Yeah,
I don't think Nicov should go out with these singular monks.
No, I think you want to heal up that scout. Like, you don't want to lose this. You're not making more of them, so don't take any bad fights. And then when you have a monk, you just go home and heal. I like how he's kind of tested Running here to see how alert Running is going to be. And Dave, you've done this for years. I've done it for years too. But something that really only feels like a player like Running or maybe Valdis are doing in Platinum League is sending additional villagers to gold and then buying resources when you need it.
Buying resources.
Buying food for the upgrades and scouts. It's so helpful for a boom.
I think it's really good, dude. I think it's really good. There's like I told you a while back, sometimes when I want to chill, I just go into like a BF lobby and see how many villagers I can get by 20 minutes. Like just against the AI, just like booming, chilling, right? Right now my record is Sicilians. The second best is Bohemians. Because you just toss everything on gold and buy the resources you need.
Yeah.
And nothing else even comes close. Like, it's just Sicilians and Bohemians.
Nice job here from Nicov. Gets his first relic and will likely get the second. This is a big deal against Bengalis. And we've got Lycav now on the way for Running. And Lycav will snipe those monks so fast it's not even close. But at least having 2 relics now, it's starting to pay off a little bit for you. And you're going to feel a whole lot better about the rest of the game, even if you can't get more.
Second TC now from Nicov.
Yeah, that spot, by the way, I mean, look at Running's vision. Okay, so Running's going to see the TC eventually, I imagine, but he doesn't know the gold is there. That is that is just a castle spot waiting to happen.
Nicov, where are you going with this relic? Nicov, are you bringing it back? Nicov, what? Thank you.
Taunting. He's like, look what I have. Okay. Nicov did heal up his scout, which I like. I also like how he's not doing what Jordan did earlier. He's not like chasing the light cav with spearmen.
Yeah.
He's keeping the spearmen next to his monks, which is exactly what you want to do. But that's a lot of light cav.
Also, like, you can't realistically dive in for that monk with just 1 scout. It's a Bengali monk.
Yeah, that's
Any
true.
point it might get sanctity. You don't know if it's coming in. And it's going to take extra hits to kill it. And that means that the scout goes down, even without sanctity.
Just crazy. Nikov's going to get sanctity. He will probably kill the monk. but he has to protect his own monks. Sanctity was well timed, but light cav are light cav, and running is going to get all the monks here. He does lose most of his light cav though, so it came at a cost.
Did come at a cost, and he lost the monk too.
Yeah.
Which means it's going to be slower to get the relics back. Nicov, I think Nicov should probably be happy with 2 relics though, dude, against Bengalis. Like, you try and get the 3rd one, but I think 2 relics is fine for just going Spearman Monk.
And you've got a light cav too.
Into. Yeah.
So you could maybe heal that. I would not get anywhere close to that until it's healed. But
don't get involved.
Yeah, I don't think he'll complain too much. But, I mean, he will probably have some concerns on timing still. Bengalis feel more awkward than anything in early imp, though they can eventually be strong. So Nikov's got to use early imp. And I hope he doesn't fall into the trap. And there's the light cap. This is huge from Nicov. Let's see. Gets it. So well played. I hope Nicov doesn't arrive to imp and not have his upgrades and not have his army ready. He needs to be ready when he gets there. Did you see Nicov?
I don't know why he put palisade walls. What was that, dude?
What? I have no explanation for that. That must have been like
That's
a villager.
Severe hotkey. Like, I don't know. I don't know, dude. What?
Yeah.
On earth?
So, you know, I went into the first series casting Nicov. Someone made an eco upgrade joke, and I literally was like, guys, stop making it. That's Nicov of old, right? He gets his eco upgrades. And then Nicov, he's going fast feudal on Shoals. He proceeded to send a fishing ship directly across the map into his opponent's sea tower. And he goes, did I just send a fishing ship into your sea tower? And Valis is like, I didn't see that. And Nicov signals it and is like, I think I did. And that's precisely what he did. So I don't know, man. Like, maybe the move, maybe trying to get back in to Age of Empires shape is taking a bit for him. Just a lot of weird, funny moments for Nicov so far.
Yep.
He also,
okay, so it's 3 relics to 2. And there's a villager in the middle.
Yeah, villager in the middle. And how many times have we seen this, right? Someone's going to be an imp faster than you. They have a certain timing they want to hit. You want to apply some pressure with that map control. I really like this decision from running.
Keep the castle inside the base from Nicov. That's your objective.
Yeah, true.
There we go. There's the siege workshop. It's got to be a mangonel. Elephant would be a throw here.
Yeah. I think if the monks had to be standing next to the elephant to convert it, you'd see it more. But those things can be pretty strong, so it's probably good that you can convert them from distance.
And where are still no archer ranges from Nicov? So, like, when he clicks up, if he wants to go Arbalest here, Tristan, by the time he gets archer ranges down, he's already going to be an imp.
Yeah.
And he's not really going to have an army mass at all.
Yeah, 3-2 with relics, 4 TC for running with a little bit of map presence. And again, this is running's final rounds. If he loses this game, we still have to see other results, but it's likely running gets relegated. If running wins this game, it's possible he stays alive here. So he really needs this one. This is his home map, and running has been getting a lot of precious wins on this map and maps like it, like Fortified Clearing and Regicide Fortress.
See what that mangonel's doing? Like, the monks can't engage against that. Nicov can't put the castle in front of the monastery. He has to go for the castle way back there. And it's all just because of one mangonel. And then you can build out some production buildings in the center. And it's going to be harder for Nicov to push back. It's really, really nice. Running playing great style of play with the Bengalis here. I know we've seen, especially with Bohemians like Jordan earlier, just kind of have so much faith in their late game composition that they sit in their own base and don't contest the middle.
Also,
he's not doing that here.
I think I misspoke. Can you not convert siege elephants from range? I thought you could. People are saying I'm wrong on that. I thought you could. Maybe I misspoke there.
I think you can heal them. You can't convert them from range.
I think that might have been where my brain was at. Are we going to see Karambit warriors from Nicov? He's getting upgrades.
Okay, if this is Karambits, just go more monks running, because this is going to be the battle of, like, literally cannot kill.
Actually, he absolutely shouldn't commit to more monks, but it would be hilarious to see. Because, what, the Karambit...
Elephant archers.
And also Castle Age Elephant Archers. He's not actually clicked up to Castle Age here. He's spending all of his food and gold on these Elephant Archers. Okay, so Karambit Warriors. 7 base attack. You're right, with that melee armor for the Bengalis, they're going to hang in there for a bit, but...
They are going to hang in there. They'll get the conversion before, but I guess it's like you convert a Karambit, now what? Now you have the terrible unit, right?
Whoa, I mean, elite Karambits from 3 or 4 castles can be insane because they produce so fast and it's so cheap. But what's interesting to me about this game is that running is delayed as Imp. I thought he would have gone Imp first, and
Running
here he
has
goes.
2 mangonels, a couple attack rounds here.
Couple conversions too.
Time.
Okay, here are the Karambits, the almighty Castle Age Karambits. They move out. And this
Running had them on stand ground, so even if they get converted, they're posing. This guy looks badass, though.
Dude, like,
are you getting this? Are you getting this?
This is just an interesting opening from Nicov, but he is going to drop ranges now. He has killed a villager on the right. He is going to have 2 castles on his way to 3. Remember, the unit's cheap, but you really need to have like a big ball of them to have any success, and that just wasn't really the fight I wanted to see from Nicov.
The best thing about them is they count half a population, right? So if you have like 140 vills,
yeah,
you can have 120 Karambits. It's Pog.
12 Karambits, I think, for Nicov. You just need to make sure you conserve those numbers. But he was able to get a castle down in front of his gold, which I think is why he took the fight in the first place. And Elephant Archers for the Bengalis. Pretty slow unit, but very tanky unit. And this was the unit we talked about. If you get enough of these things, what did the Malay really have to counter them? What do they have? I guess you just go skirms, right? You go skirm Karambit and hope that you can get enough. I think that would make sense.
I mean, if these ever get to like elite Elephant Archers with Pakes, that's going to be really rough. And Bengalis, actually, Bengali Elephant Archers have resistance to skirmishers.
Resistance to bonus damage
conversions
and conversion
and the
damage.
bonus damage. Yeah,
that's true. And also, I've never really felt like skirms do that well against them in the first place. Like, ranged units in general don't do that well.
Well, ever since they patched it like, not the latest one, but the one before that, I think. So skirms do less bonus damage against Elephant Archers, so... Ever since then, it's been kind of rough.
Yeah, and it was a crazy change, right? I mean, the devs were like, "We're not seeing these things enough," and all the clowns were like, "Oh, okay." Like they were already making them. It's just that like the top 10 weren't doing it.
Yeah.
Oh man, this economy's crazy. It's
I
also
think, like.
Go ahead. Sorry,
I was gonna say like Elephant Archer Monk here from running should be able to steamroll everything, right? Elephant Archer Monk and then some Trebs.
Yeah.
Monks to deal with the bomber cannons, Elephant Archers to deal with everything else, and then Trebs to take care of the buildings?
Yeah, I kind of like it. But you also have 3 relics, and the longer the game goes, I actually think the better it is for you because of the Mahayana upgrade, which means that your villagers take up less pop space. So you could fight with more military.
Nikov's armies take up less pop space.
Yeah, true.
Running's militaries or villagers are taking up less pop space, so that's kind of cool.
These elephants just don't care, man. Yep. Not elite, by the way, guys. We have Parthian coming in, which affects them. Chemistry coming in. But it's just been elephants. And running's just hit Imp.
Because he just got that castle up, right? He didn't get Pakes already.
No. I think he... Honestly, I think he... Okay, he's going to make the other castle here. I was going to say, I think he's confident enough to actually just push. But I think you've got to get that upgrade.
He's got a really good eco. Like, it's got 51 farms behind this. 57 place now, so... Oh.
And you can have really 150, 160 vills if you're just going Elephant Archers, because it's so tough to afford the rest of the pop space with elephants. So you just max out on eco at like 160 and make 35 elephants with 5 Trebs.
Yep.
Nikov's
Once these are elite, Nicov can't fight this.
That's what I'm thinking, but he's doing the best thing he can do, I'd say, with his Civ. It's just skirms, bombard cannons, Karambits, maybe a little questionable. And the skirms are doing pretty good right now, actually.
Can Nicov go into... Like, he can't even go into elephants of his own. Because the Halb switch is just so easy with this economy for running.
Also, because this timing from running, it's very much in his face. I like this with the Karambits. Patrol them on no attack stance. Hope they dodge some shots there. They're not going to help out with the fights anyways.
Yeah, they just don't care. Bomber Cannon's getting some decent shots. Running now, attacking the TC. Nikov's going to have to deal with that. Elephant Archer's clearing up the entire military, and I think he's lost, like, what, 8 units?
This fight just looks so ridiculous. Like, this is pro play, by the way. Like, oh, my word.
That armor's going to help a lot, too. It'll help both of them, actually.
Nicov, no ballistics. No ballistics, and also the gold that's between these two castles, he's not really mining much of.
It's only a matter of time before running goes... Oh, we didn't even have a bloodlines. Okay.
I mean, to be fair, what's an extra 20 HP on 280?
That's like 3 more skirm hits, dude. It's decent.
And I think you were thinking light cav could come in, and that's precisely what running's going to try.
I was thinking monk techs. I was thinking once he had gold, just get redemption so he can deal, and block printing so he can deal with these stupid bomber cannons, but apparently he doesn't care.
Nah, he just runs in between 2 castles. Who cares? And the key for him is just provide a buffer for the trebs. Make sure you treb down Nikov's castles. And populations are similar in everything, but Nicov, he's got worse long-term control of resources. He needs to find an answer to this. And full skirm it's killing the elephants, but it just always feels like there's more elephants on the way.
Yep, light cab being queued up now too. Running, he still hasn't got Mahayana, right?
Yeah.
And he still hasn't got Pakes, but at the moment, does he care?
Doesn't seem like it. It's just, it still is kind of a comical fight to look at, right? It's not something that we see all the time, but this is what the Bengalis can do. And this is on top of all their other bonuses. And running, he needed wins today. Nicov lost his first round 2-1. I would never have thought that Nicov could be in the relegation conversation, but with him playing Winchester tomorrow, and then all the other sets, like, his early sets, Nicov, were against the easiest opponents, the 2 promoted players. And it looks like running might smash him back here. Nicov has no answer to this.
Nikov's in a position where you can't really do anything strategy-wise from this point.
Yeah.
You just have to keep up your production and hope that your opponent has mismacroed with their eco or has forgotten to queue.
Yep.
That's it. That's right. Then you wait for your opportunity and you push out.
Yeah, and I think... You know, running is so experienced, and he's had so much time with control as he tries to run these elephants in here. Yeah, he's in such a position where he's going to be able to have that next step. And there's the Pakes upgrade coming in now, but armor as well, and Nikov's going to lose another castle. And anytime Nicov moves forward with the bomber cannons, running just tosses in his elephants to snipe them. And it's super easy for him to do it.
He is running low on elephant archers. He only has 12 now. So Nicov might actually hold this position. And Nicov has a lot of skirms. He's going into pikemen.
Ooh.
Running is queuing up some more elephant archers, and he's selling all his wood now to buy stone.
For a castle. But I guess there's stone and gold there, plus the production buildings. Nikov's been buying stone as well, just to keep the castle up.
Where are the elephant archers running? See, this is what happened. Running forgot to queue, Tristan. This is what we were talking about, right? This is why you keep battling on, even when it looks hopeless.
Nicov with 150 villagers. It's a lot of villagers right there. He's going to need more army if he can. Also, running really needs to raid the sides. Like, that right side, it looks like he's doing it now, but Nikov's been getting away with some extra stone.
Nice farm there from Nicov. Would love to see it.
Yeah, beautiful. He's panicked right now, man. And he is actually going to hold that castle. Wow, super impressive job from Nicov. I thought he was done. Really well played.
All you can do is queue units and pray, and he took out the last treb too. Really nice stuff. He is finding running on the right side too, but he loses the villagers that came out for that stone.
Yeah.
And running now with that forward castle is queuing up elephant archers again, and he'll start making trebs again, and this is going to be a really tough position to push back for Nicov.
Yeah, running's
I
probably...
would have loved to see the monks earlier though from running. I think that would have been a good play.
Yeah, and I think even just the light cab earlier, too. But everything he's done here has come at a pretty extreme cost. And now that he's got full armor on the light cab and even more attack upgrades that can come in, he's able to advance it again. And he knows Nikov's at the limit here. Light cab will go in. Nicov will... I want to say he's going to save the bomber cannon, but I think the elephant archers are just going to run in again.
He gets it. He saves it.
Wow, well played.
He saves it. think running is going to start trebbing from the right side now. And that's really difficult for Nicov to deal with if he does. He'll have to delete the archer ranges or the houses to maneuver over there.
Yeah, I think if this was a matchup where Nicov could go for his own cav to ever raid or something, he'd feel a lot more confident. But he's just stuck on pretty much his final composition. The only thing we haven't talked about with Malay, elephants seem out of the question, is probably the two-handed swordsman. But as we say, even though they only cost food, they're still two-handed swordsmen. They're still not going to beat these elephant archers. And the castle finally falls. Some patience from running. He does also lose his castle on the left. But he's progressing further and further into Nikov's base and still denying that gold there.
Nicov is now buying food.
Ooh,
Bad sign.
That's a bad sign.
Buying food when you have no access really to gold anymore. It's not good at all.
Also, I don't know
But
if
he's
this
gotta
really
keep
would
the
have
trash
made a
coming out.
difference. But not having ballistics when you've gone primarily skirmisher is a bad thing as well.
See, I've been looking at that, but I don't think it's that bad because the elephant archers are standing still. I don't think you're missing out on that much value.
Yeah.
Missing ballistics.
Maybe like could be 2% more effective.
Yeah.
It's just the units, right? It's not necessarily the upgrades. Nicov has maxed out where he can, but he just does not have the units available. Running with this, this new age civilization, this civilization that players have been mastering more and more, just showing how diverse the composition can be in late game.
Yep. Nice mining camp running.
I like it. Because losing a couple villagers isn't too bad here.
He denied him 1 gold already.
Woo!
He mined 1 gold.
Maybe killed an extra couple halves because of it. Light cav go in. Another bombard cannon here for Nicov is going to go down.
Dead.
Dude, this is rough for Nicov right now. This is crazy.
Look at the KD. 409 to 250. And credit to Nicov, like, he's not giving up. He's still pushing, or trying to push anyway onto that castle. Running actually rebuilt that. But still, 160 pop now against 183. The only thing for running is he's missing Mahayana. Right? Could have expanded his eco even more.
Yeah.
And then he's really kind of missing an answer to snipe the siege other than just yeeting in the elephant archers.
Yeah, but I guess he's done enough, right?
Yeah,
he's still getting them, and he's stealing Nikov's gold, and he's got 3-2 with relics. So
and he's
just
killing
kinda
the
grinding
monastery
him down.
with the relics now.
Yep. Yeah, it has felt like just a matter of time for a while here, and it was a great game 1 to open up the series on Nomad, and both players played extremely well, and then Nicov
there
responded.
There was Lycav in the back.
Yeah.
Well, look at the lumber camps from... Oh, my God!
Nicov forced nothing. Let's go. Oh, man. The things
there's
he
18
do.
lumber camps over there.
He's got 3k wood, too, so I'm not sure wood efficiency is his problem here. And Nicov will maybe be kicking himself, looking back at the draft, thinking, should I have banned Arena? It would have either been Arena, Fortified Clearing, or Regicide Fortress, right? Like, running was always going to pick one of those. You can't ban them all. Man, Nicov still won't give up here. Running has to fall back again temporarily.
Why did he build the monastery in the exact same place?
I don't know. Don't ask me. It feels like maybe you should have built that in the back. But I guess in his mind is if he doesn't hold the front of his base, he's dead anyways. So that's maybe why players do that. Do you go for Force Levy? Well, actually, he doesn't have a castle. But okay, if he had a castle, should he go for Force Levy?
I mean, he started to get his farm eco sorted again. He had to delete 15 lumber camps to do it. But
true. What if he shift deleted all of his lumber camps there, including his new ones? Holy lumber camps, Nicov. This is insane.
Yep, he's got to get that efficiency, dude.
All right. Well, Lycav diving in, Lycav dying to the Halbs.
Bro, how is Nicov still alive here?
I don't know. It's almost like what we used to always say about the Britons in some situations. Like, players are better at pushing with them now, but it's like really hard to push.
Well, they have Warwolf now.
Yeah, that's true. Just like really tough civilization to push, and Bomber Cannon goes down. 2 of them, actually. Running will take that trade every day of the week because he's going for Onager now, Dave. Onager and Siege Engineers from Running. That might be the ticket.
Just ignore the art. Just cut through to the wood line.
True. Yeah, just raid.
Yeah. If you get in there with light cav, suddenly Nicov has to send half his army back, and you can just kill everything for free with the trebs. Nice farm, Nicov, as well. Beautiful. Wonderful display.
Oh, this poor guy. He's
doing?
so focused. I think she'll automatically reseed that
No,
farm
she
if it
just
gets killed.
She completed it, and then she's not even working on it.
Random
big
ram
shot
coming
on
out
the
too.
skirms.
Oof. And Nicov calls the GG. Wow.
She died. She's in the middle of dying.
Sad for her, right?
Yeah.
Sad for Nicov as well. He's now lost 2 straight sets. His only 2 sets in Titans League. He plays Winchester on Tuesday, so tomorrow. I think he plays Doubt Wednesday or Friday or something like that.
He needed wins against these two.
Yeah.
He needed wins.
Yeah. It is a bit weird because Nicov does have 3 rounds left, and that can't be said for anyone else, so it's hard to say that he's in the relegation conversation because he could get wins in those other sets. But running now concludes the group stage. He has 6 wins, which, regardless of whether that means he's up or not, I honestly think is a crazy respectable performance from him in group stage here. And I think he played this game really well. And I think maybe we've seen like Nicov maybe is not that experienced on Arena. Didn't have a lot of map control in this game. Didn't feel like he could really do a lot with the faster castle age. It was a bit awkward for him. He was maybe more at the limit than he was hoping for. But a nice series.